we're live.
Hey.
We're what?
All right, here we go. You ready?
Yep. No.
Shit, I had to bring up my script here. On this episode of the Culture Smash Cast,
Apple TV has an exciting renewal.
DCEU to DCU IMO WTF.
And is Warner Brothers getting ready for Lord of the Rings: Return of the Jackson?
Huh?
it's the Culture Smash Cast, episode 623 for June the 14th, 2023. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of the Culture Smash Cast. Nico?
Nicholas Qualls, contributor to Culture Smash Cast.
And Tina?
Tina Qualls, contributor to Culture Smash Cast with Evie.
Nope. And Zach?
Oh,
I know it. I did it on purpose.
yeah. I'm Zach. I'm a dumbass. Please continue.
Nathan?
Nathan Savino, contributor to Culturesmash.tv.
It's just so easy sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So what's everybody been up to? Nathan, what have you been up to, sir? You haven't been on the show in a minute.
Work, gay days, life, all the above.
Yeah, somebody had some real serious injuries during gay days.
I dislocated my knee.
Again?
Maybe you shouldn't spend so much time on them. Oh.
Well, I think that contributed to it, but extreme volleyball in the pool was the cause. Wink,
Is
wink.
that what they're calling it this day?
I mean, you know how I like to play with balls.
You know, we have that on film.
Yeah,
Yes.
the first time that knee went out. Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about. I hurt myself at work.
Watch it on Pornhub.
I mean, any good video work is worth posting.
Well, it's like, that takes going in. That's going in.
That wasn't the only thing going in.
I was about to say, that's what he said.
It sure is. All right. Well, Nico and Tina, what have you guys been up to?
We've been, Tina has been instigating this, watch of the Mission Impossible franchise.
So remember how I told you I hadn't watched a single Mission Impossible, and I should probably
Here we
fix
go.
that for the last two movies come out? I've decided to fix that.
And how'd that go?
We're not done yet. We're on Fallout.
We're on Fallout. Yep, and Nico's been having me rank them pretty much after like every 2 or 3 movies.
We'll have a pre-Dead Reckoning ranking next week when we have finished Fallout.
What's the worst
In the
one?
meantime, I've also seen Transformers and The Boogeyman. And then tomorrow I'm seeing Elemental. Saturday I am seeing The Flash. And at some point in between, I am seeing The Blackening.
Okay, cool. Well, then we can talk about a couple of those during box office because I've seen those too. My intention right now, as it stands, is to go Sunday and see Elemental, The Blackening, and Flash all in one day. I'm going to try and do it. I think The Flash is kind of long, though. So we'll
Yeah,
have to
it's
see.
3 hours.
What?
Well, I think it's 3 hours of trailers. It's like 2:45 or something. It's pretty
But
long.
still, do they need it to be that long?
No, they probably didn't. You know, I'm usually
2
that
hours,
guy.
2 hours, 24 minutes.
Okay, 2.5 hours. All right. I'm usually that guy to always say, you know, you let the artist determine how long their art needs to be. But I am starting to have a little fatigue with some of these really lengthy movies.
Dude,
I will admit it.
I mean, Mission Impossible's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
I know. And it's broken into 2.
Oppenheimer is 3 hours.
Yeah.
They just want to give you a great movie experience.
Well, you know, the ticket price did go up, so I guess, you know.
Well, yeah, because they can't run as many movies a day because they're too long.
Exactly.
I mean, hot take, I'd rather have just a fucking amazing 100-minute film.
That's a little short for me. I like, depending on the movie.
Yeah, but if it's like Evil Dead 2, 84 minutes.
Yeah, that's...
And you're like...
Yeah,
Woo!
that's fine.
Yeah, I think 2 hours is a decent sweet spot, but these ones are just like Flash doesn't need to be that long. I gotta understand it is. They're throwing everything in the kitchen sink in that movie, and it's going to be bloated. But it is ridiculous. It is runtime definitely factors into when I can go see a movie. It's like that's too long. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it impossible to do a 9 o'clock movie because I'm like,
that's a midnight.
coming out at midnight, 12:30. Yeah, it's
Honestly, if it's like a big movie like The Flash or something like that, like Transformers, I'll wait to see it at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and then save the shorter films like Elemental for like Thursday night.
Yep. That makes sense to me.
That's why we went to Avatar at like 9 in the morning.
And that's why we're seeing Oppenheimer early in the day.
Yeah, well,
Depending
yeah.
on how it goes, we will see.
Okay, we will be seeing Oppenheimer in one goddamn 4-3. If I have to drive 200 miles,
Which could happen.
I will do it, damn it. Okay? Like, I'm seeing that like that. Hopefully, Opry Mills comes through and
Hopefully Opry Mills comes through.
They're getting a 70mm 15 perforation print.
Just got to get that coolant system fixed.
No, it's listed on Fandango now as 70mm.
Okay.
So either they fixed it and
Crossing
they're ready to go,
the fingers.
or I go to the theater a couple days beforehand and ask the theater chain, hey, is this happening? And if they say yes, we're good. If they say no,
We're refunding them tickets.
I'm refunding right then and there and being like, we need to buy Chattanooga tickets right now.
Which, side note, by the way, Zach and I have, I guess, the first in our group to actually utilize the new family plan like tool that they have in Regal Unlimited, and that shit is awesome.
That was great.
So, like, basically, you add people into your list, and right now, I think all we have is the two of us and Stephanie.
Stephanie's in your list?
She's on mine. Yeah, I think she sent you like a note about it or something, but we'll get her at it. It's fine. But anyway, so if we're talking about a movie and one of us is watching for tickets to go live, they can buy their ticket and then also tell the app to purchase tickets for people in their list. So, so it allows Zach to, if Zach's getting a seat in row E7, he can go ahead and lock in E8 for me on my account, which is
that's
amazing.
awesome.
Well,
Yeah,
but I have to pay
Yeah.
for the $7 up fee for IMAX.
For IMAX,
but
yeah.
it still uses your discount.
My account, yeah, and discount, and if we were doing that for a regular showing, you wouldn't pay anything.
Yeah.
Well, you'd pay 50 cents, I think.
Yeah.
A person,
because it's per person, yeah. But it's still just, it's worth it, you know. Just if you're trying to make sure everybody gets seats together or whatnot, it just changes the game.
Yeah, because
It's
I
really
woke
cool.
up at 7 in the morning and got those tickets.
Yeah, because we didn't know what was going to happen.
It's like, worst case, you refund it. But
Yeah,
I went and saw a movie. Thank you for asking how
I was
I've been
getting to
doing.
you. I was getting to you. Go ahead.
I went and saw Switchblade Sisters, or AKA The Jezebels.
Such a good movie. Hot garbage. I love it.
It was steaming garbage. It was beautiful.
It
was
is
also
classic grindhouse kind of.
way more gritty than I thought it was going to be. I mean, that movie's brutal.
It's the 1970s.
Dude, there's a scene where a guy forces himself, we won't say the R word in case we're getting like flagged or something, forces himself upon a lady, and I'm not sure if she liked it or if she just dealt with it.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that how all women are?
No, it's a really, oof. It's a really gray scene to where I'm like, did she fake it to just keep it over with, or did she just give in? I hate it. It's, oh God, 1975.
Half the
ladies and
time, the
gentlemen.
women doesn't even get off because
She got off. They make a point to say, well, you enjoyed yourself. And she's like moaning.
Also the 1970s.
Yeah.
So,
Was that
was
moaning
fun.
or screaming?
Moaning.
oh my God.
Like
So-
enjoyment, or was
Yes.
it like? Oh,
It was
It's
like-
always a gray area in the 1970s. But and that's what I told Zach about that movie is I don't know that it's true, but I've always thought that Baby from Devil's Rejects was loosely based on
you can
the
feel
lead character in this movie because she's got that same kind of cute and annoying demeanor about her. I don't see how they're not. I don't see how it's not.
I didn't see it until you said it, but as soon as you said it, it was like click. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's.
I've just
spot on.
always thought that. It's a fun grindhouse kind of movie.
Oh,
if
it's
you like that
trash.
kind of gang type of movie.
It's trash, but man, it was fun as hell in the theater.
Yeah, so I didn't do anything. I had family obligations this weekend. So nothing. Nothing
Yeah, you had CMA.
I did. CMA Fest was indirectly a situation. I gotta turn my phone off. I did see some movies pre-weekend though, and we'll talk about those because I saw Transformers also. Is there anybody else who hasn't seen Transformers that intends to?
No.
I kind of want to go see it, but I don't care about spoilers.
What about you, Nico?
I will probably wait until post theaters to see it after hearing the conversation with team. I know the movie, so it's fine.
Okay. All right, so let me do these little intros and we'll jump into it. Join us every Wednesday night live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook starting at around 6 p.m. CST. Woo-hoo. Follow us on your favorite platform and join the conversation. Special thanks to Skinny Mixes for supporting the Culture Smash cast. Skinny Mixes are coffee and dessert syrups that are 0 to 2... why did I just get lost? 0 to 2... Because it says... Why am I just realizing 0 to 2 calories? Fuck me! All right, we're doing it again. I'm just going to have to edit it. Special thanks to Skinny Mixes for supporting the Culture Smash cast. Skinny Mixes are coffee and dessert syrups that are 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 to 2 carbs. Head on over to skinnymixes.com and try some of their syrups, such as the white chocolate, salted dark chocolate, salted caramel, and the variety of cocktail mixes they offer, including the margarita and the different fruit flavor infusions. Use promo code CultureSmash for 15% discount on your order, and they are back to $50 or more. Get your free shipping. So
you could have delivered that so much better.
Bitch, listen.
Listen.
If you would like to do it, you are welcome. But it's done now. It's done.
I always like to do it.
I know you do. That's why you have a fucked up knee. Let's talk about the box office.
Too soon. Too
soon. All right. Number 10 at the box office was Past Lives. It made $520,000. It's made $867,000 so far. Why don't I know what this movie is?
This is the A24 Korean love.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting too much praise. It's now on my list of, okay.
Be concerned.
I need to see it.
Yeah, but I'm also concerned because I'm seeing some kind of, now that you tell me it's the Korean thing, and I know what it is.
Really? Because all I've heard is, like, this movie's amazing.
I saw some 3 out of 5s. Like, and
Interesting.
So we'll see. I guess I'll see it. Next up is The Machine. It made $576,000. It's made $10 million so far. I didn't like this movie. I thought it was pretty boring, honestly. Number 8 is About My Father. It made $837,000. It's made $10.7 million so far. It's another Robert De Niro shitty looking comedy. Number 7 is the Super Mario Brothers movie. It made $2.2 million. It's made $570 million so far, and that's funny because it's out on physical media. I got a story about that later. Number 6 is Fast X. It made $5.2 million. It's made $138 million so far, which is kind of like...
That's really low for that franchise.
I'm sorry, that's not good.
It's not that it's low, it's just that it's a flat line, because the last I checked, it's slightly under what the last movie made. Under Fast 9.
I think people are just getting burnt out with it.
Well, I also think the lack of having The Rock in it probably impacted it. And while Jason Momoa is awesome, he's new. So people are only just now realizing that Jason Momoa is actually really awesome in this movie. It's not a good movie, but God, Jason Momoa is so good in it. It's ridiculous. Number 5 is The Boogeyman. It made $7 million. It's made $24.9 million so far. Tina, what did you think of The Boogeyman?
It sucked balls.
Thank you.
I had a friend that went and saw it yesterday, and he's been harping me to go see it. And he said it's pretty much the same plot line as Smile.
I don't know if it's the same plot line as Smile, but everything about it to me is just the same shit over and over. Like every character motivation is the same as every early 90s or early 2000s studio horror movie. Every beat is familiar. There's nothing new. There's nothing surprising in it.
There's so many mistakes as well. That was a good one. There's so many mistakes as well. Like the whole opening scene where like the baby is like killed and there's blood splatter, and then later on it's like,
I like how you're holding a baby when you say that.
Exactly.
My child died of SIDS. I'm like, that's not how SIDS work. The sad thing is the monster had potential. Like, I like the design of the monster until you get to the point where the face comes out of the face, comes out of the hand, comes out of the face.
Real quick, welcome. I am the Ice Lord to chat. How you doing?
Ice Lord.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm glad that Tina did not like it as well. I hated it. I think it's just so generic and boring. And also, it has some of the most ugly, terrible product placement I've seen in a movie in years. It's really bad.
And it also only relied on jump scares.
only relied on jump scares. There's no like atmosphere to it at all. And in fact, you know, in the trailer they show the blinking light. They're like just it's like a kind of like a therapy thing where the light blinks slower and slower and slower. It's just like it's they're doing it for this and it's
So
set up-
Exorcist 2.
Yeah, pretty much like Exorcist 2 actually. Yeah. It's real bad.
Quick question.
Yes.
Because we skipped over it real fast.
Yep.
I had a question about Fast X.
Okay.
I saw a GIF online, and it was so ridiculous, I need to know it was in this movie.
Okay.
Is there a scene involving a dam?
Involving a dam.
In the Fast X movie,
Yeah.
I didn't see Fast X, but
I need more detail.
There's a car.
Where he's driving.
and
when
it's
he's
Vin,
going
driving
when
down
Vin
the
Diesel is
dam.
going off a dam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drives.
That's
Yeah.
in the movie?
Yeah.
That's actually not, like, fan-made. That's, like, in a... Oh, my God. That's embarrassing.
So
That
Holy
cannot be
shit.
the most ridiculous thing.
yeah, I'm like every time I would see something in the movie like that that's ridiculous, I just kept thinking in my head, they went to
It's
space.
not. It's
They
not
went
the
to
idea of
fucking
what they're doing
space.
that's ridiculous. It was the stupid ass camera move that's like we're
Oh.
freezing time and doing this, and I'm like, that is stupid. Ice Lord asks, "How are y'all doing? Good to see you guys going live."
Oh, we're doing great. I guess everybody's doing good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Feel free, Ice Lord, to chime in with any questions you might want to throw in as we do these stories. We're going to talk a lot about some stuff.
Sorry to derail. I had to just know if that was real.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now let's get past that one. Let's go to the next movie.
Okay, yeah. So number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 made $7 million. Made $335.6 million. I just want to say one thing real quick, Nathan. If you're going to go to the movies, that's the one you need to go see. It's actually
I've already seen it.
Oh, that's right. You saw it. That's right.
Yeah.
Has everyone here seen it except Zach now? Right? Everyone's seen it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
It's
that-
so good. It is
it's-
so good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Well, you
just
should
don't.
because
It's a very
good.
entertaining. It's probably one of the better Marvel ones since the Endgame.
Okay, so I have to tell you. I have to tell you what happened with number 3, The Little Mermaid. So
Oh, no.
it made $23 million. It made $229 million in total, right? So I was gonna go see Transformers the other day. I was asked to do a live stream about the movie over on TikTok, so I had to make myself go see it. And I thought, let me go. I'll see the Transformers movie, and there's a showing of Little Mermaid immediately after, right?
Uh-oh.
So, Ada takes me. My girlfriend takes me and drops me off at the theater, and I go in and I see Transformers. And coming out of Transformers, I had so much like film fatigue. I looked at that Little Mermaid and I'm like, damn it, this is like 2.5 hours and they're gonna fucking sing.
Looking down the barrel.
Yeah, I'm like, damn it. So I call Ada and because what I was gonna do is after those 2 movies I was gonna lift home. So I called Ada and I said, what are you doing? She said, I'm still out shopping. I'm like, oh, you're not home yet? She's like, oh no, I'm like 20 minutes away from where I dropped you off. I'm like, let's go. I'm going home. I didn't even stay to see the movie.
I haven't even seen Little Mermaid yet, and I still need to.
I got the fuck out of there. I just couldn't do
So
it.
I'm
I
the
couldn't.
only one who's seen The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
it. I just couldn't do it.
I still
I'm
gotta
sure
go.
it's absolutely fine, but you know I hate movies with singing.
If
And Zach
you
made
don't
me.
if you don't like those kind of Disney movies, you're not gonna like The Little Mermaid.
Well, and I had myself talked into it, and if I don't see it, you can actually blame Zach because he made me listen to that fucking new song that's in the movie, the rap
Scuttlebutt.
song. The rap
Scuttlebutt.
song, yeah,
Yeah, Scuttlebutt.
Oh my god, it was so great.
I didn't make you listen to the whole thing. I played 35 seconds
And
of
you
it.
asked me how long I thought I listened to, and I told you I thought I listened to like a minute and a half. It was torturous.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. It's
Yeah, that's an
terrible.
awful song.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm not doing it.
So if you fail the 150, I will fully take claim and go, I want you to know it was me.
Yeah. All right. So number 2 was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It made $55.5 million. It's made $225.5 million so far, which is epic money for an animated. It's a kids movie, but it definitely has some adult skewing stuff in there. There's great stuff
Yeah.
for everybody in that
Yeah.
movie.
I would say, even having not seen Guardians 3, that's the better film.
That's a good comment.
I mean, it is. It is the better film.
Yeah. So Nathan, if there's only one film you could see,
Yeah.
you should probably see
It hurts me.
Sweating.
It hurts me
Well,
just a
see,
little bit.
Transformers: Rise of the Beasts,
Which is number one, and it
No,
made
don't.
$61 million on its opening weekend.
I need money for Film Ball, damn it.
So
But actually, it's because it's really good.
what I'm really interested in is what Tina thought of Transformers.
I enjoyed it. I have some issues with it for sure. Like the fact that out of all the,
Maximus.
thank you. I wanted to say Maximals. I want to say Max Animal. Anyway, the fact that only 2 of them actually speak is bullshit.
And one of them that speaks only gets one real line.
Yeah.
Really, there's only one of them, like through the most of the movie, that actually speaks.
Ron Knox might as well not have been there.
Spoilers for those listening.
That's not
Yeah.
really a spoiler. They just don't
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah, it's just they don't. It's you could have had any single one of the other ones there, or not have them at all and have the exact same movie.
Now, the one that speaks the most is Michelle Yeoh, and I like literally could listen to her read the back of a cereal box, and I'd be fine with it because I love her. But still, I agree with you.
But yeah, I had fun. I didn't go in expecting a masterpiece or like, oh my god, it's gonna have so many like Easter eggs from my childhood or nostalgia bomb. And it's just, I went in wanting to see robots fighting robots. There was one thing that happened that I came to Nico almost
Xbox.
immediately and like blah 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 blah. But that
I know what
instant
that one thing
spoiler-
is. I know what that one thing is. It's the end of the movie, right?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, it's killing me not to speak on that.
Yeah.
Because
I know what the thing is. The end of the movie setup piece is. The interesting thing for me is Tina didn't watch Bumblebee,
Yeah.
which
Oh my god, what the fuck is this ending?
Bumblebee. Oh, don't say anything.
No, I just immediately went to the moviespoiler.com, scrolled to the bottom, and went, what the fuck?
Oh,
So I'm
the
gonna.
reaction Tina not watching Bumblebee.
Here's the funny thing about the ending of it, though, is like I was watching the movie and I'm like, yeah, I'm disappointed because Bumblebee is so good. Bumblebee is the best movie of the franchise.
Yes.
And the only thing they learned from Bumblebee for this new movie is, oh, hey, we got to integrate the human characters more. That's all they learned. They didn't learn how to do it well, though. It's done really poorly in this movie. But the ending of this movie, the thing that happens, I'm not going to lie, got me really excited. I felt like a little 10-year-old kid.
Oh, I
knew
think
it.
you and I are
Yeah.
talking about other things. Like the thing that I came in saying blah 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 to Nico is not a good thing for me.
Oh,
I know what you're talking about, and I agree. It made me like, okay, cool. Now we're getting somewhere. But
see, now I'm real curious about what that thing is. That's not a good thing. I mean,
well,
not that
stay
there's...
with me after the show, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can discuss post show while we're playing Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, it's another Transformers movie. It's bad in the same way as all the other freaking Transformers movies.
But it's fun. That's the thing. It was fun.
The interesting thing, though, really with the box office is the closeness of 1 and 2. They're only separated by not even $6 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that I will say that annoyed me that just hasn't gotten better is, so in the first act, there's some great robot battles that happen kind of in the city, and you can tell that they shot footage of the city for backgrounds. They shot the location. In the last act, that goes to shit. The backgrounds look like trash.
So
They
it's all CGI.
It's all CGI. Yeah,
Okay.
and they look bad. It's just smoke and gray and smoke and more smoke. It's like, I hated it. But yeah, there's some fun things to be had, and I think we'll have to revisit this topic once Nico has seen it, and there's been a little bit of space where we can talk about spoilers a little more, because I had some really interesting things I'd like to talk about. But
I've got some trips next week. I'm going to try to pop by some theaters and stuff like that and see a couple movies.
okay. Well, then I would see Spider-Verse and Guardians. That's the 2 good movies on the list, to be honest.
I've seen Guardians. I need to
Spider-Verse.
see Little Mermaid, and I may pop
Oh, yeah.
by and see Transformers.
Well, all right, at least we can talk about it. At least we can talk
You,
about it.
Nathan, specifically, I would do Little Mermaid and I would do Spider-Man.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to save Spider-Man to go with a friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Opening this weekend, The Blackening is 80% on Rotten Tomatoes as we speak. The Flash is at 69%.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Elemental is at 78%, which I think is kind of low It's kind of like what's happening with
I haven't
Pixar
seen
right now.
very much promotion for Elemental though.
I've seen a lot of promotion, but it's the exact same trailer over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
I
over.
haven't seen enough to make me realize that it was coming out this weekend. Though.
Yeah.
It's not that pervasive.
Like it's not popping up on my TikTok. It's not popping up on social media. Like
I've been seeing some influencers see it. That's all I've been seeing.
I've just been seeing it on trailers.
Yeah, it's not like Elemental as a Disney Pixar initiative. You're not seeing I'm not seeing commercials about toys and Happy Meals.
The most non in movie promotion I've seen for it is the fact that there's going to be a little short featuring Carl and Doug from Up.
Mm-hmm.
That you can only see if you go see Elemental.
Which I'm like, they had to recast Carl, so I don't care.
Yeah, it's not Carl anymore.
It's just interesting. I've seen more promotion for the Meg 2 than I have Elemental.
And
the
actually,
I'm
Meg
also
2
more interested in the Meg 2.
100%, yeah. It's interesting though that you say that. I really haven't seen any toy promotion. No Happy Meal crossovers and nothing like that.
Is it bad that after seeing the trailer for Elemental, I've already seen the film? Like I know where this is going to go.
Well,
you say that until it's not.
I'd be glad to be wrong.
It's
but
not
I've
even
seen
that
the story,
though. For me, it's not even that. It's the story just seems so familiar to Pixar. It feels like
Yes.
we've done this over and over
Yes,
again.
that's what I'm
two
saying.
people, from opposite backgrounds get together, and it's a cute little. I feel like we've done this a lot. I just want them to do something new. Coco was at least fresh. When Coco came out, it was something new. I just want a new kind of story. So I don't know. I'll give you my thoughts when I see it because I'm gonna have to freaking see it. I'm gonna see it Sunday.
Yep, I'll see it Thursday.
Yeah.
So how about Film Ball? Do we have any update?
We do have an update for Film Ball. So game number 1 with the giant goose egg still is Nico in 5th place. I am in 4th place with $14.4 million. Zach, you are still in 3rd place with $205 million with that Spider-Man money. You are about $1 million away from 2nd place, which is currently held by Nathan with $206 million. And Steven currently is in 1st place with $450 million.
Whoop, whoop. Hell yeah.
$450 million?
Yep.
What else does Steven frickin' have?
Well, let me get my sheet up because that was just a screenshot because...
Yeah, I try to read Tina's sheet to the other team that the other game, and I go into her spreadsheet and immediately get intimidated. I'm like, oh my god, fuck this.
Steven, most of his money comes from Guardians of the Galaxy.
He
does have about 132 from Fast X. He's gotten not even 5 million from Kandahar, and his next one is Oppenheimer. Those are the only ones that he has. But he has 312 from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay,
but that's done, so he doesn't get any more money from that.
All right, and most of my money is Little Mermaid.
He only has one more week left of Fast X.
Yeah.
So.
And then we going into Oppenheimer, bitches. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think you're not going to win this one.
My game is strong.
And then for our second game, the TikToky game, 5th place is Chris with $0. Steven, you're in 4th place with $4.5 million. In 3rd place is Andrew with 132, almost 133 million. Jason is in 2nd place with 184.5, and in 1st place is Dustin with 553.
Damn it. All the monies.
One thing I want to go back and amend something. We were talking about the Carl and Doug, the Carl's Date animated short that's going to be in front of Elemental. It did not recast. Ed Asner apparently recorded that one before he passed.
Oh.
Yeah, it was when Disney Plus had a series of shorts of the Carl and
short.
This was apparently supposed to be the last one of them, but I think they bumped it to theatrical release, possibly because of the passing of Ed Asner, who knows? But yeah, that's the thing.
Well, that's cool.
So,
yes,
because I can, I went to Metacritic.
Don't do that.
Elemental's at a 58.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm just not surprised.
The highest review is a 75.
Oof.
That's...
Well, we'll see what happens.
We will see.
Just curious, who in our group has Indiana Jones?
This guy.
Some motherfucker
Boy,
over there.
that movie is actually getting a lot of promotion right now. Holy shit.
Yeah,
That is an example. Even though it's not necessarily rating too well, it is still getting a lot of promotion.
Yeah, the
Disney
marketing
wants
push
people to see this
is
one.
banging for that movie.
Yep.
It's everywhere.
So for those who don't know, we just read through our fantasy film ball. It's where we kind of like fantasy football, but for box office movies, and we play every quarter.
Yeah, good point.
Yep.
Yep. And let's see. I guess our next big game will be in September.
Yep.
It seems so far away. I feel like it usually just creeps up on me. All right, so let's see.
Damn it.
What's the problem? Why?
I'll tell you off show.
You crying and you spilled milk? All right, so we got a trailer. We didn't get a chance to look at it last week. I haven't actually looked at it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
So let's take a look.
The Expendables 4, they're making another one?
Oh, it's made. Bitch, we got a trailer.
Again?
Here we go.
Welcome home, honey.
Do you read now?
What is this?
It's classified.
Coming with you.
Oh, I'm sorry. You weren't invited.
Nothing can stop me, I can't get enough. Playing with dangerous bad behavior. Bad behavior. They call it bad behavior.
Hey, why are you here?
I got this situation where I need your help.
I need bad friends.
Was I the new guy?
This our sniper?
Don't worry about it. I got a prescription scope.
Well, Hawkeyes, remember this face. Don't shoot it by accident.
Terrorists have taken possession of nuclear missiles on a cargo ship off the coast. If these babies go off, it'll be World War III. Take cover! To choose this life over friends, over family.
It's time to get loud.
Let's fly, baby! Come on, bring it!
Now, that's what I'm talking about.
Is that the biggest one you've got? Oh, it's way bigger than that.
Do you remember when the first one came out and we were like, it's going to be great? And then you see it and you're like,
I mean, I liked the first one.
I like the first one too, but they are diminishing returns in every iteration.
And I liked the second one.
So
the second one's not as good as the first, but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
The third one is like starts good. I like the opening of the third one when they're like freeing Wesley Snipes and they make that tax evasion snipe, which was so hilarious. And then it's just like bam. And this one, the fascinating thing is this is definitely Jason Statham is starring in this movie, not Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone, in the few shots that we see in this trailer, is wearing that same yellow plaid shirt. And it's like he is in a couple of scenes, and that is it of this movie.
yeah. Even
And that would be okay if that's what it is, but they need to sell it better.
but
even
it's
on the poster, it says, and Stallone.
Yeah.
it's starting to feel like a Fast and Furious type
Yeah.
to it, like a continuation of the story. And then also, I'm sorry, but the action is very CGI'd. I don't know.
I mean, the first one was too.
Yeah.
I don't know. But didn't the first one have like a bunch of big like
It had some
action
shitty
stars?
CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, I feel like they're scraping the bottom of the barrel a little bit now. It's
The
like,
best part about the
Smith
trailer
doing this
was
movie.
how good Megan Fox looked. Megan Fox looks amazing.
That's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was Megan Fox?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
The problem that I have here is the movie officially kind of makes no sense because you're not gonna if this is some big like global thing that they got to stop, you're not going to go to a bunch of 80-year-olds for it.
But it didn't even look like they were that old. The most of the cast, it looks more. It's like I said, it feels like Fast and the Furious meets Ocean
Dolph
11.
Lundgren looks like he needs a cane.
He does.
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren looks old.
And
Everyone
Sylvester
else-
Stallone is doing fine, but he looks his age.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe if the goal is to set these younger cast members up, and they're all in their 40s and 50s, I think Statham is in his late 50s. If they're setting that up and the old guard is moving on, they should define that better in the trailer.
But
Because to me, go ahead.
Wasn't that the premise of 3?
I guess I hated 3, so I kind of blocked it out.
I mean, that's fair, but that is what they do in 3. It's like 3 it has like halfway through the movie, the old guard gets like taken off the board, kidnapped, or there's some reason they have to bring in new blood. So, and at the end of the movie, it's all of them together. So
But
it's
it-
weird.
Yeah, and I guess the problem too is I'm looking at this trailer and the new people that they've added.
Jason Statham is 56 years old.
That's what I said, late 50s. That's what I thought. But I mean, Jason Statham could still kick your ass. I mean, it's just
I'm not
he's-
saying he can't.
but that's what I mean. He's fine.
Chef
It's-
Chelios can slap me and I'd be okay.
Yeah, it's just but it's like, it's like the new people they've added. Was that 50 Cent?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like I don't care about the new people. So it's like okay,
I was gonna make a joke at the end of the trailer, being like, "Man, I wouldn't even pay 50 cents to see this movie."
right?
Okay. Let's just say you now have carte blanche. What action stars, modern day, would you get to fill these slots?
Well, and you know,
Keep Tony Jaa. We can agree, right?
Tony Jaa being in the movie is the one inspired.
it's the most interesting part of the movie.
Get the raid guys too.
Yeah, but that is a problem. It's like there isn't that mid-level kind of low B, upper C level actor that does action movies now.
Is Donnie Yen been in one yet?
No.
No, but that'd be great.
I mean, they
Oh
couldn't
fuck!
get.
Can you imagine Tony Jaa, Donnie Yen, and the raid guys? Like fuck,
Yeah.
it. Send them to Asia somewhere. They show up.
That'd be
Fuck yeah.
that'd be a whole different movie. But I'd watch it.
Let's just do like an Asian Expendables movie.
I would be down.
Get
I'd
Gareth.
watch that.
Get Gareth Edwards to direct. You know, with his action style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot damn,
I'd
boys,
watch
we
that.
got a movie.
It's all of a sudden, we're making a different movie. It's
I
not
don't care.
Expendables at all, but I'd watch that one.
I'd watch the shit out of that.
yeah, this.
We're making the indispensables.
What exactly? But looking at this trailer, I kept thinking, man, this looks like one of those Gravitas Ventures trailers that I get sent that's going right to VOD. Yeah, it does. It just looks like a VOD movie, and I'm so sad for that because it was such a cool idea early on. You know, the first movie was really fun, and the second movie, like we said, was okay. But the third movie, ooh,
Schwarzenegger's
boy.
busy.
Yes, what's Schwarzenegger got to do? He's doing that shitty TV show, which I watched, by the way. I watched.
I'd say the only like
I
the
watched
best
3 episodes
options
of it.
would be the Cena and Batista.
But they're
They're like
A-listers.
wrestlers.
Yeah, but we're talking about like actual current action stars, and those are
Mhm.
probably the best bets.
Oh fuck it! Stone Cold Steve Austin was in the first one. Fuck it, throw him
And
in.
he was awful in the
Yes,
first
he
one,
was.
too.
And that's
Awful.
why at the end of the film he wasn't so stone cold anymore because he got caught on fire and fell into a lake of
And that's,
gasoline.
And good, because he's terrible. But yeah, you're right. I agree with Nico. Those are the guys you go to. But the problem is they're doing big movies. They're A-listers right now, so they're not ready. By the
I think
time,
I think you could get Cena to do it because the funny thing is the video you just watched it had a thumbnail with this movie that Cena is doing with Jackie Chan right now.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
that's
if you've
right.
seen that trailer. That looks terrible.
I haven't looked at the trailer, but I've heard it looks really bad.
I think Cena would do it. Batista, I think, is actively trying to get away from that kind of thing. So I see him not doing it, but I think you can get Cena.
Do we have enough money to get Keanu Reeves?
No.
No.
Okay.
Because Keanu Reeves, and the thing is Keanu Reeves is about on the level to do that kind of movie, but Keanu Reeves has gotten brilliant at building his own brand and his own franchise.
Can we get money for Chris Hemsworth?
Then you get his brother, get his knockoff brother.
Okay.
That's who you get. He sucks though. I'm not interested. Maybe you can get Miles Teller.
We already killed off Jean-Claude Van Damme and Chuck Norris had his moment.
Yeah.
I mean, do you go Seagal?
No, Seagal is nuclear in Hollywood. No,
He
no one's
really
going.
is. Yeah, no one wants anywhere near that bastard.
They could have done Tom
Sebastian
Cruise. They
Stan?
could have done
Tom Cruise is not going to do it. He's too
Tom
big
Cruise,
of an actor.
you're going to pay $50 million to get Tom Cruise.
Yeah, you would.
What about like a Bradley Cooper or?
I don't think Bradley Cooper's trying to do action anymore. Is the
No.
thing. I think
After
he's pushed
A-Team, he's kind of...
That was it. Yeah.
Liam
They're on?
Neeson. They get Neeson.
I mean, Liam
Too
Neeson
old.
would do it.
Too old.
Well, but they fucking got Sylvester Stallone, and he's like 80 years old.
Get Emily Blunt.
Oh, that'd be good.
I'd watch Emily Blunt in anything.
I mean, they could actually do Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan's too big.
Okay, look. So remember, like years ago, around when I guess 3 was coming out, when they was talking about doing a women's version of the Expendables.
Mm-hmm.
Given what the current mainline Expendables fate is right now, I kind of would much rather see that.
Exactly, and there's actually some good actors female actors that would be cool.
Leah Thompson would be good.
Oh,
You know-
shit. You know...
Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh would be
cool.
amazing.
John David Washington.
Oh, yeah, but I think he's trying to do bigger things.
Yeah.
He's damn good at everything he's in.
He is. He's great, and
Yeah.
I think because of that, he's too good. I think he's too good. But the women's one, Michelle Yeoh is a great pick for the older person in there.
Ming-Na Wen would be really good.
Who?
Ming-Na Wen. She's on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She's also the original voice of Mulan.
Oh, yeah.
What's her name from Fast X would be good.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, she'd be amazing.
Yeah. You mean what's her name from Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, what's her name from Dungeons and Dragons? Which she was so good in, by the way. Yeah, there's a ton of really great female actors that would be fun. I mean, there might be a way you could even work out Angelina Jolie in there. Because she's not doing that much.
That would work, and actually, she hasn't really done a big action film since
In a long time.
Or was it Those Who Want Us Dead?
Oh, you know who would be good? And it's funny, it would be really contrasting against what she's doing right now is, what's her name? Alias.
Oh, Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner. Yeah, she would be great. Because she was trying to do action for a while. And the last really cool movie I saw her in was Peppermint.
Oh my god, I forgot about that movie.
I loved her. It's a shitty movie, but I loved it. Because I just like revenge movies.
Is Zoe Saldana? Yeah, she's way A-list.
I don't know. I think she would do it. She's done those kind of action movies before.
Yeah, but
Well,
if
she's
you go
doing.
up as...
She did, what was that,
TV
Colombiana?
show That's on. I forget what service, but like Special Ops Lioness.
Yeah, that's a show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if Zoe Saldana walks in the room and puts her balls on the table and goes, "Hi, I was in Avatar, I was in Avengers, and all these fucking movies that are the top highest grossing films ever, and you're gonna pay me this, which is the budget for the film."
I don't know. I think she would be gettable. I think Michelle Yeoh, Zoe Saldana. I mean, I think.
Well, and you got to think too. Actors are also looking at who they're going to co-star with. Who it's not just more about what they're going to get paid. It's the story. It's the script. It's who they're working with. It's the
Is
pay.
this
It's
going
all
to
of
be
it.
fun to do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? If you couldn't get Michelle Yeoh, you could go for Lucy Liu. She would be great too.
Oh yeah.
Lucy Liu would be really good too.
Yeah. So
What
I mean,
about
the female version we could cast all day. The male version is really difficult to do,
Yeah.
and maybe that's why this movie looks like dog shit.
Well, what's going on? What's going on in Warner Brothers world?
It's funny because I'm sorry, just
You
to
blew
derail.
it.
It's really funny because a few years ago, it's like, oh god, they're pandering and doing an all-female Expendables movie or whatnot, and now we're like,
I wish they'd do it.
yo, I kind of wish they'd do it because it sounds pretty fucking cool.
Yep. All right, you're gonna appreciate this story. Go ahead, Nico.
Warner Brothers Discovery isn't just focusing on the small screen with their streaming service, recently retitled as Max. Cut the HBO. WB is also looking at some of their greatest hits, courting directors like Christopher Nolan and Peter Jackson. Reporting from Variety tells us that the new heads of Warner Brothers Discovery's film division, Michael De Luca and Pam Abdi, have visited Jackson, the director of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movie trilogies. So take that how you will.
Yep, take it how you will.
One good, one in New Zealand to discuss the possibilities for the future of the franchise based on the story of J.R.R. Tolkien. Is this confusing because Amazon is producing The Rings of Power? Yes. Welcome to the confusing mire of Tolkien film rights. But in addition to that, WB is also making significant payments to Christopher Nolan on behalf of Tenet's earnings in order to amend their relationship. Nolan and WB had a falling out after Tenet and WB's day and date release strategy in 2021 during the pandemic. That said, Oppenheimer, which was not released by Warner Brothers, has had post-production done on the Warner Brothers lot. All of Nolan's films since 2022's Insomnia through Tenet were produced and distributed by Warner Brothers, including some very big hits like The Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, and Interstellar. For now, though, Nolan and Warner Brothers are actually competing on July 21st with Oppenheimer versus Barbie.
Can you imagine how that must feel to be 100-year-old studio and needing to go kiss the ass of a single director, right? Two directors now because you desperately need them because your content sucks balls and your branding is terrible.
Well,
no one knows what you do anymore.
Well, this is the problem with Warner Brothers and specifically Christopher Nolan. They should have just busted that fucking Stanley Kubrick contract out and said, you can do whatever you want as long as you make a film X amount of years.
Because you know who did that? Universal.
Yes.
Universal said, your movies...
You pissed off the guy that is the king shit, I'm sorry, of your studio. And he went, well, fuck y'all, and went to somebody that said, yes, Mr. Nolan, we'll do whatever you want.
Speaking of, it was Universal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that what's most interesting, if I remember, the big battle wasn't even about money.
No, it was about release.
The release. He wanted a good traditional window for his movies in theater. And it's so funny because they were so short-sighted at the time because, streaming is how we're going to make our money, that they weren't willing to give it to him. And he went to Universal. Universal gave it to him, and, now we got a great movie coming out. Hopefully a great movie. Hopefully.
I mean, at the same time, I wonder if, fuck me. Warner Bros. did... They really pissed in the punch bowl.
Yeah.
And I think once he left, they went, well, who else do we got?
Yeah.
Oh, we got Peter Jackson.
Well, we don't really got Peter Jackson because he
had to go to New Zealand to try to get Peter Jackson.
Yeah. And then they're like,
the last thing he did was an 8-hour documentary on the Beatles, which I'm sorry, 4 hours is all I'm giving for that.
Yeah.
I'm done.
And they're like, we got The Matrix, but that didn't...
that panned out well.
That didn't go so...
It's okay. Our corporate overlords, Warner Brothers, will have something to say about that.
I just have been loving this whole process of watching them, slowly admit that they fucked up on everything during pandemic.
By the way, everything we're talking about here is pre the fuck up of them rebranding and not knowing who they are or what they are anymore. That's preamble to that shit show. I mean,
it's still so bad. I went into the Max app last night to see what was happening new wise on HBO, and I got tired of trying to dig through all the other shit that's there.
Bad.
And I dipped out. I went to Hulu.
Even on Apple TV, it's like I go 3 pages down and it like crashes.
Well, I'm not having that issue. On Roku, it's fine.
Well,
it's just I have to dig through all the Discovery Channel true crime stuff and all the House Hunter shit that's there now and all the others. I'm like, I just want to see what's new on HBO.
It's really hard to navigate.
They have not.
All they need to do is take the old UI.
Well, all what they should do, and I know they didn't want to do this, is you go in, you hit your little icon guy, and then you have 2 buttons after that. One says HBO and one says Discovery, and you click and go fuck where you want. That's what I would prefer, because digging through all this other garbage is, like, literally I didn't watch anything on there. I tapped out and went to Hulu, because I just couldn't see what was new. Because a lot of times the HBO documentaries get blended with the Discovery documentaries, and I'm like, which one is fucking which? And I start one, and I'm like, oh shit, this looks like shit. This is a Discovery doc, and I'm bored 15 minutes in.
Yeah, because you can't siphon through, and it's like when HBO Max was HBO Max, you could actually go through and click new here, you just can't do that now.
And all this rolls back to their assault on their theatrical branch of their company too, and now they're seeing all these other companies are making money. You know, this is a banner year for a lot of movies. You know, last year was
Not
all about
fucking Warner's.
yeah. Last year was all about Top Gun, but Paramount is fucking making money. You know, Sony is fucking making money right now, and Warner Brothers is struggling because they screwed themselves, and now
Well,
they got to
even-
go back to these directors and beg for them to come back.
Even Peacock, when they dropped Halloween and Megan, the unlimited version on there, like it's just, and it is so much easier to navigate apps like that.
Yeah. So, you know, I love seeing Warner Brothers eat crow, but I want them to fix it before it's too late because they are one of the few classic old school studios still left going, you know? They're all going away. I mean, we have Warner Brothers and Paramount left. 20th Century Fox is gone. So they need to right themselves before they hit a wall, honestly.
Speaking
Stop
of hitting a
releasing
wall,
shitty movies.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I can't
Stop
do a
releasing
fucking
Nate,
shit.
segue.
you fuck the
try.
transition every time.
Really try.
every time, Zach, every freaking time.
But it's funny though.
I'm just saying, hey, we can only release like 2 movies. Let's go with fucking Don't Worry, Darling.
Well, I'll give you something to worry about.
Let's release fucking Blue Beetle.
Damn it, Zach. Damn it.
I swear, Zachary Martin.
2 times. 2 times we tried to do it.
I literally just said, let's go with Blue Beetle. And that's when someone says, speaking of Blue Beetle.
Tina was already in
I was-
transition.
Yeah,
She was
we're
already there.
doing the
Well, fuck
transition.
you. I set you up.
All right, go ahead.
DC Studios head James Gunn recently confirmed that Blue Beetle will be the first superhero to debut in the DC universe. When Gunn came in to run the DC Studios with Peter Safran, the duo inherited 4 superhero films from the previous regime: Shazam, Fury of the Gods, The Flash, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. While Shazam and The Flash are set in the DC Extended Universe, Blue Beetle and Aquaman will take place in the DCU thanks to the time travel shenanigans that occur in The Flash. So, despite Blue Beetle and Aquaman not being originally part of Gunn and Safran's 10-year plan for the DCU, they will be the first films released under this new shared universe, while Superman Legacy remains the first DCU film to be fully developed under their leadership and control. Although Blue Beetle doesn't hit theaters until August, Star Marudienda is already, that's hard to say even with the baby on my chest, is already itching to reprise his role as the young superhero. The actor recently stated that he hopes Blue Beetle will be successful enough to warrant not only a whole trilogy of films, but appearances in other DCU films. While a Blue Beetle sequel will likely depend on how well the film performs at the box office, rumors have suggested that there are plans for Blue Beetle in the DCU beyond his upcoming solo film.
But the Blue Beetle doesn't even look good.
I am
Dude, it looks like
fully terrified now. Nico, what do you
Yeah.
think of this information? What do you think of this news?
I don't care. No, it's so they are in a very weird transition point, and I feel like Gunn and Safran, who's taken over the DC studios for Warner Brothers, will probably have a very hard starting point because they have these films that are in production, almost ready to be released when they took over. And so they have to decide, do we just discount all of these or do we try to integrate some of them? And there may have been some higher ups. I don't know. I think they probably looked at Blue Beetle and went, you know what? This is kind of a fresh face. It's not the baggage of The Flash. So we
Yeah.
could probably roll that
And it's
in.
not the legacy of
No.
Batman or Superman.
We could probably roll this character into existing in our version of the DC universe pretty easily.
And if so, okay, so here's 2 scenarios. Blue Beetle is as bad as it looks. It sucks, blah, 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 blah. This new team can be like, well, we inherited that movie. We didn't have control.
Yeah, they could
But if
easily...
it's good, then it's like, okay, cool. That gives us a good launching point.
Exactly. If it's good, they keep him. If it's not, it's like, all right, well, Blue Beetle's in the universe, but we never mention him again. The weirder
Cough, giant hand of celestial Indian Ocean cough.
yeah, basically. I think the weirder bit is how they are intent on keeping Jason Momoa's Aquaman as part of this new iteration of the DC cinematic universe. especially since the reports of that movie are not going well.
Yeah.
It may be a similar thing where if it goes well, we'll keep him. If not, we'll just never mention him again. But it's harder when it's such an existing character that has the
Well,
baggage.
but see, the thing that bothers me about that one though is they have already said that they were going to recast him as a different character, as Lobo. So if they're going to now,
I never saw like official word of that happening.
No, I didn't see official word, but it's been spoken by a lot of people. It just felt like it was something they were really thinking about.
Yeah, because Jason Momoa looks like Lobo. That is why it said.
But the thing that bothers me here is what I was fucking afraid of when this big DC announcement was made, and what's been the trouble with that studio to begin with is the indecisiveness. When they brought Gunn in, he said, "This is what we're doing. These are the movies we're making. This is the arc that's going to be." And I thought, well, Gunn does have a very specific voice, and maybe it's actually going to happen this time. But at the same time, I felt about it like I felt about Star Wars. How they announced 16 things and none of them get made. And now they've already said, well, we're starting fresh from the beginning with no baggage with Superman. Now all of a sudden it's like, maybe we're going to keep this Blue
Here's a
Beetle
couple
thing.
of carry-on items.
Yeah, so it feels messy.
They're putting out a bunch of fillers and just like it's not getting feedback. And
they also may have taken over with enough time to have influence on the actual like reshoots or anything that was in post for Blue Beetle that could better integrate it into whatever their vision is. They wouldn't have had that time with Shazam. So I could kind of see if they got their hands on Blue Beetle in production and go, okay, we can work with this now that we've had some time with it.
The problem is they have good individual films, but the overall universe story arc is just not combining together. It's not like how they did with Marvel and they established good individual films that incorporated the universe. Like this isn't like we had a wonderful Wonder Woman, the first movie. I like the Shazam movies. I haven't seen the second one yet. It just hopped on Max. I'm going to see it. I've heard good things about it.
Oh, it's terrible.
Well,
I've heard good things about it.
people have enjoyed it from what I heard. So I am going to watch it along with the Magic Mike movie, but that's neither here or there.
There's 6 good minutes.
I'm going to put money on him enjoying Magic Mike more than.
Well, that's a given.
That 6 good minutes of Magic Mike is better than the entire Shazam movie.
But I will say, like the DC movies
they're really good minutes.
Been a good formula for
that's the point though. Yeah. That's why they're ending the current iteration of the DC universe and they brought on Gunn and Safran because they have
will that give people faith? Because
I think it's giving some people faith, but I don't think I think they have to prove it. And I don't think Blue Beetle is going to prove it.
And that's the problem. What little faith I
have them for sure.
Yeah, they're not going to get proof until Superman comes out, and we got to wait.
What little faith I had is getting shaken now by this kind of news. Yeah. It's like, ooh, okay. And I think if I'm, being really jaded about it or whatever, they're saying this. They're saying this kind of stuff right now because they don't want to hurt the potential box office of those 2 movies. There is a group of people that are like, why would I even bother? It doesn't matter in the bigger story. Skip them. So I think there's a piece of that too.
I think you're exactly right. It is like we're doing it to prop up these movies coming out. We're going to say these movies upcoming count. Flash, there's no point in saying it now. Flash is coming out. It's not going to hurt or help either way. So Flash is just going to be what Flash is. But we're going to help out Blue Beetle. We're going to help out Aquaman by saying these movies count. Go see them. I think you're entirely right. It's not jaded. I think it's accurate. I think we're not going to get a real version of what the Gunn, Safran, DC universe is going to look like until we get the Superman movie.
Yeah. But are people going to want to go see the new Superman movie?
Absolutely.
I will definitely.
If they think Gunn's attached to these, and it's just like
it's not. I don't think it being attached to these is going to like weigh down Superman. Superman is going to be the tentpole. If Superman tanks,
and Batman are like going to see Spider-Man. You're going to get people in those.
Well, okay, so not just that though. The other thing is a lot of people, and kind of me included, but I'm not as mad about it as a lot of people. But Superman is supposed to be the uplifting, shining light, sort of the fight the villain, fight the alien, but it's not dark and brooding. And the Superman that we've had for the last 10 years is dark and brooding. And if this Superman comes out and
That's
it's All-Star
Batman.
Superman and it's bright and fun and Christopher Reeves type of Superman, but not knocking it off the way Brandon Roth did. But that vibe, people are going to see it. It's going to light up because I think people are ready for that.
Do you
I
want
will,
dark
I
and
will defend
brooding?
Ralph just slightly because I think that's a direction choice, not an acting choice.
Yeah.
But still,
Well, I only say the Brandon Routh version because actually I should have said the Bryan Singer version because that movie couldn't be its own movie. It was too busy just kneeling on the ground in front of the Christopher Reeves movies and not being itself.
Announced who the new Superman's going to be?
No,
They haven't. They haven't. I did see in one of the trade papers the other day that it's down to a couple of actors, 2 or 3 actors, and one of them, I've never seen the actor. I didn't recognize his name, but wow, he looks like fucking Superman. He looks like that Superman that we need. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that that's who they go with. The other one that there is what is the name? Christopher Holt, the guy from Renfield, is in the top
Nicholas
3.
Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I don't think he's gonna get it.
I don't think he's going to get it either. I think he's just being talked to because he's a name.
Everybody's like, oh no, God.
Yeah, that.
I mean,
it was
How
great.
is it like that abject?
He's
like,
great in
animosity?
certain films, but not as Superman. Nope, can't do it. Nope.
There's a no-name guy that I think probably is the front runner, and he really looks like Superman. He's really got the vibe right. So so I think to add on to I guess to what Nico's saying, and Tina, people are gonna go see Superman, especially if we get that bright shining Superman that everybody wants.
I don't know.
I mean, you want a dark and brooding Superman, right? Like Batman. Just remember, Batman's a fascist.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that fucking line in the trailer?
I hate that.
I gotta say though, I heard that trailer in theaters, and that line gets laughs. It works.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
To me, it doesn't make any sense, but okay, whatever.
It's not a punchline. It's like the setup for a punchline.
But it works.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah. That movie looks like shit in theater, though. It looks even worse on the big screen. Boy.
Well,
we're gonna see. We're just gonna have to wait and see.
It's a hard movie because it's so CGI heavy, because of Blue Beetle's actual power set.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm paying $21, $22 a month for AMC. I'm getting my fucking money's worth. I'll go see it.
Exactly. 100%. I'll be seeing it
now
too.
that I have a $5 popcorn bucket. Fuck yeah.
I like my
fill up the popcorn.
I like my subscription, but I also like when things come to TV.
Well,
all right, speaking of TV, I'm going to make that transition before Zach says something.
It's funny because I was...
So, I don't... did anybody else other than me and Nathan watch Manifest?
No.
Nope.
So, Manifest was a show. It started on network TV, and it was one of those shows... There were 3 or 4 different ones that Netflix has done this with, where it got canceled on TV, but it had a pretty rabid, like, cult-level fan base. So they picked it up, and they finished the show across not really 2 seasons. It's really kind of a season and a half, but it was broken into 2 chunks. Well, the second chunk came out last week, and Nathan and I both binged it to finish.
Yeah.
So basically, it tells a story. It's the one interesting thing about it for me is it feels very retro. The show feels like a show from the late 80s, like a Stephen King show from the late 80s. Kind of thing, but it's people.
It's set in the early 2000s, and then.
Well, it's not even that. It's the story idea where these people get on an airplane that disappears, and it reappears years later, and these people don't know why what has happened to them. So and then they begin to have these like visions of terrible things, and they have to go out and fix them.
They call them callings, but it's different. Like they're helping some grand plan to.
I remember when it was first advertised, it made me think of the 100.
Yeah, well, you know what it feels like to me? The 4400.
With the 100. So.
It feels like the 4400 to me.
Sorry, the 4400. Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like
I just remember being so disappointed with how that went that I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's in that
fool
vein.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Well, and with no spoilers, I will say this. I was the second part, this last season, the second part of it. I remember texting Steven midway through. I was like, it's okay. But when you got to the final few episodes, like the story, everything was just, it was like, it pulled at my heartstrings. I was like, dang, I didn't realize I was this invested. Like, I did not realize, like, this actually, the way they did the finale was perfect. Like, I thought it was going to be like some Lost type ending. No, this was great.
And I usually have a certain kind of preference when it comes to endings without spoiling anything. This was not my preference, but in this case, it was really good. I gotta go along with Nathan. I liked the ending a lot. I think it was because it wasn't what I normally would want. It felt fresh because I'm getting lately a lot of what I want.
But it was also good. The incorporation of every actor got to shine in the final episode.
It's actually a big cast, so it's surprising they were able to do it. But yeah, I agree. Everybody got a moment.
They were able to pull it off, and it was like an homage to the entire series.
And then a few things, like I don't like when too many things are just perfectly tied up in a bow. And there are a few things that they add a little bit of reality to that I like. I think it's a good show, and the great thing is, and now it's done, it is a show that people can binge later, that they know gets a complete run, and it gets a good ending. So that's kind of neat. And it's probably going to be necessary if this writer's strike keeps going. People are going to need some shit to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if we have another pandemic.
Because shit is
I'll
being
be honest,
delayed.
this writer's strike has made me very worried for Stranger Things season 5.
We didn't really discuss it, but like Marvel has to push back a lot of their movies
because of this,
because of the writer's strike.
Which good.
Yeah. I also think some of it is a soft kind of, we have to push ourselves away from the Jonathan Majors controversy as much as we can.
Well, they have time to figure out what to do with that because I think they're going to write him out of the movies at this point.
But it's very hard when one of the movies is called Kang Dynasty.
Mm-hmm. You know what? And they won't do it, but I feel like I wish they would just go old school soap opera and just recast him.
Yeah.
Just replace him.
Just recast him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if anything, Loki, the TV series, taught us is they don't always have to look at the same.
No, so did Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let me ask you, have they...
So did Iron Man 2.
Have they proven anything with Jonathan Majors, or just all he said, she said?
I don't know if there's like a court case that's proven anything.
I don't think anything's been... I don't think anything's really been proven. It's not like the whole Chris Brown Rihanna situation where there was pictures and visible evidence and witnesses.
I think that's fair.
It's not like the Ezra Miller thing where there's arrest records.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, if Marvel's looking at DC, he's like, man, they're sticking by Ezra Miller. Maybe we're going to be okay. But the one thing I would say is, like, Jonathan Majors' PR firm did drop him, and their job is to deal with damage control. So if they thought it was substantial enough, that's not
it's concerning. Yeah,
but you're right. It's like I would love for it to not be true, but
we're also in a culture where people just don't want to be associated with anything anymore. So like PR firms dropping people doesn't really surprise me because people just don't want to be tied up in anything. They don't want to be in charge or responsible.
Well, my only callback to that is that's the PR firm's job.
Yeah,
that's what their job is to be tied up in things. That's what they are.
But we're in an age now, like I just finished Vanderpump Rules, and people's PR are dropping people just because they don't want to deal with the backlash of crazy fans or whatever, even if it is their job.
Dude,
like
if Trump's lawyers didn't drop them until PR firm should buckle its britches.
Well, and there's several lawyers that wanted to represent Trump, and then they were like, "No, I just don't want to deal with the craziness."
Yep. Well, that's a whole different thing. But
that's a different
kind of crazy.
Not of what we're ready to talk about.
The truth is, though, I don't know. I haven't cared enough, to be honest, to look into it and see what of it matters and doesn't matter. I figure Disney's going to deal with that. But what I will say is Disney has a reputation of the minute something happens, you're gone. I mean, they look at James Gunn, and they made a mistake there and realized it later to their detriment because I think he went and finished his one movie and then dipped the fuck back out.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they all of the DC stuff that's happening, regardless if it succeeds or not, is because of what Marvel and what Disney did to James Gunn.
Exactly.
Otherwise, James Gunn, he's talked about how he had visions for like all the galactic Marvel stuff, but that's not coming to fruition. He finished Guardians and then DC.
Yeah. So this is not a surprise. You know, the precedent has been made for what they do. So we'll see. But I really wish they would just continue on. I mean, not that what they've done so far has been that great, to be honest, but they should just continue on and recast him because Kane can look like anybody.
Yep.
All right. Moving on.
Oh, all right. So, well, there was no segue for me, so.
Not so
Sometimes
easy.
you got to make it yourself.
Exactly.
I made 3 tonight and I got cut off
Why
twice.
are we siloed into always having to make a segue, Nathan?
Thank you, Tina. Speaking of Silo, the critically acclaimed series led by Rebecca Ferguson has been confirmed for a second season by Apple TV+. The renewal has cemented the series' status as one of the top shows in the platform's lineup. Silo is an adaptation of Hugh Howey's best-selling series of dystopian novels. The show was created by Emmy winner Graham Yost. Silo is a unique drama that delves into a vast underground community residing inside a gigantic silo. The enigmatic structure, stretching hundreds of stories beneath the surface, houses 10,000 inhabitants who are oblivious to the origins of their dwelling or the reason for the lifeless world beyond its confines. Living under the absolute certainty of Silo's safety, the community adheres to the strict regulations designed to maintain its safety. However, when the community's trusted sheriff violates these rules, a wave of unexplained deaths follow, prompting the daring engineer Juliet, who is played by Rebecca Ferguson, to venture deep into the silo in search of its hidden secrets. There are 3 more episodes left in its first season. The upcoming episode 8, entitled Hannah, is scheduled to air on Friday, June 16th. The renewal of Silo underscores its status as a high-quality, engaging series that has garnered a strong fan base and critical acclaim.
Fuck that description. That description is fucked up. I'm like full-on grudge watching this show now. Like, I haven't watched this week's episode, but it just it feels like it's just deviating away from what the source material is to me.
Do you know the source material?
Yeah, I've read all the books. I've read them all.
Me and him have read the books.
I have mine on hold at the library. I'm just waiting for it to come through.
I've only watched the first episode just because time's been crazy, but that is disheartening. And I kind of got the feeling of how that first episode went. It was just padding in so much content compared to how the book actually begins.
I mean, look at that synopsis you just read, and then look at the synopsis of the book. It's like they're different stories. I'm so mad. Like, character motivations have been changed. Characters' place in the world and their power level in the world has been changed. And why even do the books at this point? It's almost like they just paid for access to the books to keep from getting sued because they wanted to do an underground story set in a silo. I don't know. I love Rebecca Ferguson. I actually like a lot of the cast in the show, but it's just gotten, to me, it's just
strayed away from what it should have been.
It's straying so far away from it.
But
and now,
how is it so getting so many good reviews?
Because people haven't read the book, so they're just watching the show for what it is, and for what it is, it's well done. And when you look at it compared to other streaming shows, it has more production value behind it. It has some real shitty CGI in it, but it also has a lot of built things, more than a lot of shows. And it's got a strong cast. I mean, Rebecca Ferguson is leading it, but it's got really good actors playing most of the roles. So I see the quality in the show. I'm just like, you had no confidence in the source material, and every episode that seems like it's dipping away from the vibe of the books so much. And I wanted these books made into a series or a movie for so many years, and I don't know. I'm staying with it. Go ahead.
You're about caught up. It's got 3 episodes left in the season.
Yeah.
Is it looking to end at the end of book 1? Okay.
I don't think so.
But is it looking to end at, I guess, the thing that happens to Juliet's character in like as the middle of book one.
Probably.
Okay, because it's 3 books. It's a trilogy of books. I'm just kind of curious how were they going to do 3 seasons. The other interesting thing is book 2 does not cover the characters of book 1 for the most part. It is largely
A whole different thing. Yeah.
A whole different thing. Like it loops around, but book 2 is pretty much its own thing. So I'm interested to see what their thoughts are tackling that when they get to that material.
I don't know.
If they get to that material, because if they're only going halfway through the first book, then the second season will probably be the other half.
Other half of the first book. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
I don't know. I'm like literally. I do feel like I'm grudge watching it because I get so sad because I'm like, there are sparks of the book here and there, you know, and I'm like, oh, this scene really does feel like something that taken from the book, but then it just, I don't know, it just diverges so far from it.
Based on your reaction, Steven, I think I'll just wait for the Fallout TV series.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you guys should watch it because I would love to hear a
contrasting
opinion.
First episode.
I'll watch more. I've
Yeah.
got stuff on my docket to get through.
And I'm also trying to hold off until I get at least the first book from the library, because if I watch something and then read the book, I won't finish the book if I didn't like the series. So.
Well, the books are amazing, regardless of what you think of the series.
Yeah,
the books I'm telling you, they're really good. And I have to blow through this because I'm on a 3-month free trial, and then I'm dropping. I'm not doing another subscription, so I only took the free trial to watch this. And if I do end up watching the next season, I'll just do a free trial with another email address.
Can you share your Apple Plus with other people like you do Netflix?
I don't know. Can you?
Because I can just give you my access.
Maybe this shouldn't be something on a public stream, Tina.
I think you can. Hypothetically, I think you can do that.
Wouldn't it be great if you could share your Apple Plus login?
Did you hold on?
By the way,
hold on. Did you guys hear about the Netflix restaurant that's opening?
Yes,
up?
that's exactly what it's.
I hear
what?
You share an entree kicked out. For real, they have a Netflix.
Yeah, it's like a pop-up restaurant. It's not like a permanent fixture, but Netflix is opening up a restaurant in LA, and I'm seeing writers online say it's like you could afford to open a restaurant but not pay us more. And
exactly.
Like, yeah, this
so
is
many jokes are coming out
stupid
of it. It's
from
hilarious.
Netflix's standpoint.
It's hilarious.
That's so funny. All right.
What's coming out on Blu-ray?
I'm scrolling to it. This week on Blu-ray, there's some stuff. Super Mario Brothers is out in a 4K of Blu-ray and a Steelbook, and I actually think there's a number of like limiteds. Like I think Target has an exclusive, and I think Walmart has an exclusive. What's really weird about this movie, though, is today is the official release date, but it was on shelves last week.
Yeah, we talked about
that's
this last
weird.
week. I remember that.
Yeah, it's real weird because people that are going out to like looking for it this week are finding it already sold out. And it's because it's been on the shelf for a week. And this happened with John Wick 4 also. John Wick 4 is already on the shelves. And this is not the week. I don't know what's going on.
Do we know if they're by the same distributor?
I don't know.
Maybe it's a distributor issue.
Well, John Wick is Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's Lionsgate.
Lionsgate, yeah. Oh, yeah, because they've got that Lionsgate Steelbook for John Wick. I don't know about Mario. But yeah, like it's kind of crazy what's happening right now.
Mario is Illumination, so Universal.
Universal. Yeah, so things are just getting dropped on the shelves early. And it'd be one thing if it's a random store here or there that just put them out early. But no, these were out everywhere. So I don't know what's happening. It's interesting. Rain Man 4K is out. Insidious...
This time in HDR.
This time with HDR, yes. Insidious 4K is out in a Steelbook if you're into that kind of thing. Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 1 is issued again. It was out a couple weeks ago in a Blu-ray, but it's out now in a 4K.
Also, if you're interested in giving this series a shot, Paramount has put the whole season on YouTube limitedly.
What?
So you can just watch it on YouTube.
It's so good.
It's to drum up press because season 2 starts this week.
Yeah. I think that's kind of brilliant, honestly. Because then if people want to see season 2, they'll go and get the subscription. And if you like old school episodic Star Trek, it's really good.
Yeah.
And Nico talked me into watching. I'm glad because it's super good. Time Bandits is out in a 4K from Criterion, and then Gorky Park.
Can we say one piece of news?
What?
That's not on the script here.
What's that?
Infinity Pool is getting a 4K Steelbook.
Oh yeah, I didn't think I sent you that.
I know.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
it's coming out in September.
Well,
and it's an
late October. Or late August.
Yeah, it's an okay looking steelbook, but it's the uncut version of Infinity Pool, which we haven't seen yet.
Check.
And it's a 4K.
Check.
And it's a steelbook. Okay.
Wait, I have another selling point for you.
What's that?
A shit ton of bonus, including an audio commentary with Brandon Cronenberg.
That's a pre-order.
And sold.
That's it. Yeah. So if you haven't seen Infinity Pool and you want like a real challenge, man,
that was something wild to see in a theater. But the whole time I'm like, just put the if you're gonna go this far, just put the fucking uncut version in there.
God, to have seen the uncut version in theater.
I mean, it's not going to be the first time I've ever seen
that stuff
on a big screen.
Yep.
I've seen Pink Flamingos in a theater.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So anyway, that's good. There's a lot of really cool pre-orders.
We went and saw Pleasure. Okay,
it's true.
This isn't our first foray.
There's a lot. All right, so let's bring this baby to an end because we got some Dead by Daylight to play.
Yeah, but I got dinner to eat first.
All right, so okay, we'll talk about this after we end the show. So, Nico, where do we find you on the internet, sir?
You can find me on nicholasqualls.com, has all the socials for Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd. I just updated, we talked about it last week, but I actually put in text my Across the Spider-Verse review on there. So give that a look-see and tell me what you think.
Tina?
You can find me on most major social medias, now including Letterboxd, under Cheddar Popper, that is CheddarPoppr.
Zach?
You can find me on Instagram.
Try to throw you off.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You can find me on Instagram. I'm Master of the Ranks 91. You can find me on Steam and Discord. I'm a dangerous meat lunatic. I still haven't played Amnesia: The Bunker. I'm trying to will myself to do it. It's really nerve wracking. Like literally, this is an Alien Isolation moment where I'm like, God, I gotta play it, which means I gotta throw myself into that. And you can find me on Letterboxd. I'm MasterZ91.
Okay. Nathan?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok, Nate_R_70.
All right, you can find me mostly on TikTok and Instagram under OTS Movies, also on Letterboxd. I just posted, it feels like the more middle of the road I feel about a movie, the more text I write about it, because my Transformers review is like, I don't know, it's long as shit. And then my Spider-Man movie is up there too. So OTS Movies for all of that stuff. And then I guess that's it. We'll see everybody next week.
Bye, everybody.